So a buddy of mine, Jack, he uh, he asked me, how do you eat so much protein? Because he's trying to, he was trying to lose fat for a while, but he's gotten to the point now where he really just needs to build some muscle. He's not doing too bad in the fat department, but he asked how he eats so much protein in a day. Because back whenever me and him last saw each other, I think I was eating like 250 grams of protein a day. And now I'm at like 230. But it's a good question because it's actually hard to eat, I think, a lot of protein in a day without having a ton of fat. Um, Lean beef and lean meat is fairly expensive, but protein shakes are fairly expensive too. So this just makes it a little tough. I would say what I do is I have a lot of like no fat or very low fat protein. So I eat a lot of like 99% lean ground chicken, 99% lean ground turkey. Egg whites don't have any fat. Um, no fat cheese. Pretty much, if you look at the nutrition label and it has either very low or no fat, then that's what I go for, because throughout the day, trying to eat that much protein, like, you will hit your fat goals. If your fat goal is, I try not to go below 50, even in the dieting standpoint, 50 grams of fat. So, you go the whole day eating all your protein and your carbs and stuff, you'll hit that pretty easily. You might even have some days where, you're under on the fat, and then you can have a little sweet treat or something. But yeah, start out in the morning. I try to do like anywhere from 50 to 60 grams of protein at a time. They say it, you can eat too much protein and then you don't use it, but I try to keep it around 60 or so. That's what I've seen, good progress with, is like 60 grams of protein in like a meal. Or a lot of people don't like protein drinks, but I drink protein drinks a good bit, just to kind of supplement that protein in the day. 50 grams of that, and then maybe throw in 50 grams of carbs, or depending on what kind of carb area I'm in, maybe 30 grams of carbs in the drink. Just like oats, or something like that, something easy. Throw some oats and some protein shake in there, and it makes it easy to hit your stuff. Today we got a rest day. Today's Sunday. We split usually, so Monday through Friday, go to the gym, do cardio. Saturday, Sunday, usually rest days. Monday, usually do chest and arms. Tuesday, I do back and shoulders. Wednesday, I do legs, just legs on their own, maybe some ab stuff after. And then back. Thursday, doing chest again with arms or shoulders, depending on what that submuscle group feels like. So if my arms are sore or something and my shoulders are feeling all right, then I'll do shoulders instead of arms. But usually end up getting better like that, doing arms and shoulders like that. Do cardio every day. With work and stuff, I just do it after the lift. Do like an hour incline cardio. So it's not too bad. Put the thing on like whatever the miles per hour means, on like 3.2, and then put the incline anywhere from 10 to 15. So it's not too bad. Get the cardio in. But yeah, try to be low fat. Like almond milk is like my best friend. I love milk. I used to drink full fat milk all the time, and it's just too hard to do that and hit a protein or hit a fat goal that's on the lower end. So almond milk, if you can drink it, which I'm sure, I don't know what kind of allergies there are for almonds, but almond milk's really good. But yeah, right now the diet's pretty steep, so it's not like, oh, how, what do you, because I only eat probably twice a day. I try to get all the way through the day at work. Like I'll have like my protein, BCAAs, creatine, L-glutamine in the morning before I go to work, and then I try to not eat again until I get home right before the gym. So I'll get home, have something with moderate carbs, moderate protein, and shower and stuff after work, and then go to the gym. Then when I get home, I'll have my big meal, which is some carb source, protein source, and a little bit of fat, depending on what I have left. And then usually whatever's left over, I'll have an hour before bed or so. One thing I'm not good at is getting ample enough sleep. I know one thing everybody says is you got to get good sleep to grow. Luckily, I've been able to grow with not a ton of sleep, but that's what happens when you got 2 kids and a job and you still want to go to the gym and perform well. This is also hot sauce. It's like the go-to. But yeah, getting all your protein in. Just I supplement to protein shakes, like I said. Some people don't, but I like the protein shake. I've always seen good things with the protein shake. 99% or as close to lean chicken ground as you can. Cook it up, drain it off, and it's 4 servings. You got 80 grams of protein and 4 grams of fat, so you can't beat that. Yeah, or you get 99% lean turkey, which is super lean. That's the same thing as chicken. It's like 80 some grams of protein and 4 servings and 4 grams of fat. So that'll get you going if you're on the diet side. If you're not dieting as hard, or you have room to eat some more fats, then you can have that not as lean cut beef, not as lean cut chicken and turkey. I definitely eat more steak and like not burgers, but burger meat whenever I'm bulking. So that makes it a little bit easier because you don't have to watch the fat as much. But like I said, I think I was probably 35% body fat at the peak of my bulk, unfortunately. But we've got it down from there, and luckily I've probably been dieting now for I don't know 8 months to slowly lose that body fat without losing muscle. But then the next diet will not be as drastic. Luckily, there'll be more carbs in there. I can already tell now that I can eat more carbs than I could before, just because I'm replenishing that glycogen store instead of replenishing fat storage. But you definitely have more margin for what you eat and different things like that, depending on what kind of body fat you're in. But yeah, I'm going to eat these eggs and then probably go do cardio sometime later today. I usually do like same thing during the week. Do an hour incline treadmill. Do Saturday, Sunday, just do an hour. That way, keep the cardio up. Keep burning calories. Keep that metabolism going. So I'll do that. I'm gonna eat this food and then we'll go from there. But some other things that you can have for if you're trying to get high protein and are kind of on the diet side or just don't want to have a lot of fat in general, would definitely be like Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt has good protein, carbs aren't too bad, and there's no fat usually, depending on what kind you get. The kind that I've gotten, obviously I get with less protein than most. I've got a couple in there now since I'm dieting a little bit harder that have lower carbs. There's less sugar in them, but when it comes down to like fruit sugar and different things like that, like natural sugars, I'm not too worried about it. It's the artificial sugars and like the candies and the fats and the candy bars and all the fun stuff to eat. But if you're not afraid to eat some things that maybe not be the best without some seasoning or something, you can get some low-fat cottage cheese. Usually they make that with like skim milk or something, and you can get 8 to 10 grams of protein per serving with 2 grams of fat, 1 gram of fat, marginal fat. And before I had the almond milk, I tried skim milk and different things like that, but the almond milk ends up being a little bit better as far as taste goes. You get a little bit of fat and a little bit of carbs in the almond milk, but it's marginal and they're pretty good fats, so you don't have to worry about it too bad. Another thing too is if you get like red potatoes are really good carb wise, because you have good carbs with not a whole lot of fat. You get regular potatoes, they're going to have in the grand scheme of a diet, and maybe a little bit too much as far as fat goes. So I get the red potatoes, cook them up, mash them, and that gets me pretty good carbs with not a whole lot of fat. And then you can, even if you want to, like I said, like I mess with the protein shakes pretty good. So I'll take 25 grams of protein, put a yogurt inside of it. That's 15 grams of carbs and 13 grams of protein, no fat. And then take some oats. That's also marginal fat, maybe 1 gram per serving, 25 to 30 grams of carbohydrates, and then marginal protein as far as the oats go. But you could put those in, and that makes a pretty good shake for the day if you want some kind of like lunchtime snack or late night snack where you need to get your macros in. I definitely track the macros. That's one of the first things that I started doing whenever I really got into just going to the gym and just figuring out what I was eating, kind of judge as far as what I'll eat in the future, and tracking the macros definitely helps. I can't really have gluten. I have like a gluten intolerance, undiagnosed but easily found on my own. So I try not to have a lot of gluten. I have gluten-free bread and gluten-free rice, and anything that doesn't have gluten in it, which has helped my stomach loads and water retention and all kinds of stuff. Like figuring that out helped out a lot. But because of that, I do a lot of potatoes for carbs. Like I said, gluten-free rice, unenriched rice and wheat, and then gluten-free bread. Some sourdoughs is all right, depending on how it's made, but usually I just try to go for gluten-free bread and not eat a whole lot of it. If I get a couple pieces of gluten-free bread in, I can start feeling it. I can start feeling the inflammation. But yeah, there's all kinds of stuff you can do, little things to get your protein in and kind of try to do it in a healthy way. There was times where I don't do it too much now because I'm kind of a stickler for prepping the food. I don't really like doing it, but you could take Greek yogurt, protein powder, mix it up, put some fruit in it, like frozen food or regular fruit, cut it up and put it in it, put it in the freezer overnight, and then you got I like to do the same amount of protein carbs together. So like if I got 25 grams of carbs, I like to have 25 grams of protein, vice versa. So with that, you get 25 grams of protein from the protein powder, you get 12 from the yogurt, and then you get 15 grams of carbs from the yogurt. And depending on what kind of fruit you put in there, you can even out from that point on with the fruit the amount of carbs that you have to your protein, so you can match. That's what I like to do, and it's really good. You can open it up in the morning, break it out. It's frozen. It's kind of like an ice cream stick or so. Eat it fast enough, and it won't really melt on you. But that's stuff that I like to do. Like I said, egg whites go crazy. I eat them all the time. Apparently, if you drink them, you only take in about half the nutrient content. When you cook them, you can take in that full 5 grams per serving, but whenever you drink it, it's about half. So keep that in mind if you like drinking stuff. Get used to like experimenting, figure stuff out. You could take all the stuff that you learn from different places, put them all together, and see what works for you. Nobody's the same, so just kind of do little things here and there, find out what works for you, and then it'll be really easy over time. What's up, bub? So for the protein shake, Like it's Sunday, so I ain't gotta go to work, but usually I wake up in the morning and I'll do like a serving and a half almond milk. Do 2 servings of my protein, so we can get about 50 grams. I'm not gonna eat this right now because I just made those eggs, but I'll drink it here probably in an hour or two. 50 grams of protein there. And we got the creatine. I haven't used creatine a lot. Just kind of got on it. Got on the train probably, I don't even know, probably like a month ago. But it's not too bad. I like creatine. And then L-glutamine, which is like a branched chain amino. It's like an amino acid that I'm pretty sure it helps with, you know, muscle getting back to normal after you work out and just different things. I think it's pretty good for your gut too, if I remember right. But that's one thing I like using is L-glutamine. Protein has BCAAs in it. You know, it's here or there, whether people think they work or not, but it's whatever. I actually like the BCAAs. I feel like, I'm sure there's no correlation, but since I've gotten a protein shake that has BCAAs in it, I feel like when I drink it in the morning, I'm like, you know, more awake for the rest of the day instead of being, you know, super tired. I feel like sometimes I could get through the day on the diet and it'd be like lunchtime and I'd be about ready to fall asleep already. But I'm gonna make the wifey some coffee. Make the little one some breakfast. And like I said, I'll probably drink this in about an hour. I don't know if I'm up to filming the cardio or anything yet, but you know, maybe I'll come back talk about something else here in a little bit. But get the morning rolling and see what happens.